So this is the Combat Station. I'm your host, Ty Matthews, and today we have a special guest on, Manny Muro. Let's start off with how you doing, mate?
I'm doing real well, man. Just enjoying this beautiful day. Anytime that you get to walk away with the victory, it's always a blessing, brother. So I'm in good spirits.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, how have you been obviously enjoying the victory after the fight? What have you been doing to celebrate?
Man, honestly, so I actually spent one extra day in Hawaii, and then after that, I was just I have I got a beautiful wife and I got three daughters at home, so I was in such a rush to get back home. So I flew back into Denver where I did my training camp, and then I immediately drove 10 hours back home to Oklahoma. So, I've only got one day to really spend with them, but man, it's been amazing, getting to see my family.
Now, going into the Nate Andrews fight, you were the underdog. Now, how was it to upset Nate Andrews, and how was the fight? How would you rate the fight in your career? Like, how was the experience?
And it was a good experience because there's you always want to try to improve, right? You always want to try to level up. And I went back and rewatched the fight, and there were some opportunities to where I played it a little too safe. You know what I mean? And the the main deal is getting your hand raised, at the end of the day. But like I could have opened up so much more. And that's the thing that I took away is I just kind of like started grappling, and I kind of just got so fixated on that when there were so many opportunities to where I could have mixed in my striking, and I was kind of disappointed in myself. But that's one thing that I'll definitely mix into the evolving part of my game.
How do you feel about it being a split decision? Do you feel that? Do you feel it was a bit more? Do you feel it was close, or do you feel you deserved it? Just flat out.
I know, honestly, I thought that was kind of bogus. Like, I was kind of, when I heard him say split decision, like I was sitting there, and I was like, man, they're gonna get me. They're gonna jip me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, no way am I gonna get cheated out here. Because, like, the second round was the only one that he had some bright spots in. But like, for like 4 minutes and 15 seconds, I had him up against the cage and was trying to take him down and everything. And it was just that last like 45-second, sprint that he had at the end. And I think, of course, the judges, that's the last thing they saw. So that's why they probably gave it to him.
Do you have any injuries coming out of this fight, or are you completely fine?
No, I'm completely fine, man. The only thing that was really hurting was just my arms were really fatigued, just my muscles from the clinching and the grappling and everything like that. But, honestly, like, I would love to get something lined up as soon as possible. Like, I would love to get back in there. The more I compete, the more steady I am. Man, it's just that's the better version of me. I like staying active, just like everybody else probably.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, you came to the fight as an underdog. Now, this is a thing that's been going on in your Bellator run so far. Been underdog quite a lot. How do you defy the odds? How do you keep defying the odds against when they're stacked against you?
Man, I think the reason why they're doing this to me is because my record. You look at my record and it's not shiny, right? You see a lot of guys that are 16-2, 17-3, things like that. And then you look at my record going into it, it was 12-7. And it's not as shiny because so people really don't know me. People don't take the time to look at my career and things like that. And so they just go off of my record and they're like, oh, this guy's not very good. But the thing is I took risk, in my career. I took risk and challenged myself in ways that maybe other people wouldn't have, padding their records and stuff like that. but I took risks, and so I'm battle tested, man. I mean, I'll tell you this crazy stat. So in my 5 Bellator fights, right, since I've been with the promotion, I'm 4-1, and the combined record of all my opponents is 68-11.
Yeah, that's
Think
mad.
about that. That's crazy, right? Like, so they're not just handing me people, like they're not just giving me easy fights. They're making me go out there and earn it. And it's kind of it's to the point to where I'm like, man, listen, to the average fan, to the novice fan, to the promotion, to whoever out there, like, I'm here. I'm a real deal. You know what I'm saying? I don't say that cocky anything, because I'm a very, very humble person. But man, like, it's kind of like to the point to where I'm like, man, when am I gonna start getting my due respect? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. You know, I
And
get you.
and I kind of get a little animated and kind of frustrated a little bit, because it really is on my heart, because yeah, I might be running off these decisions by these people, but I'm not fighting bums, I'm not fighting like Nate Andrews was CES champion. He fought for PFL. He was 16-4 going into the fight. You know what I mean? Like, he's a quality guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I controlled him pretty handily on the grappling. You know what I mean? And in the fight, so I just feel like I belong. You know what I'm saying? It's always been about like me knowing that I belong here on this level.
Now, what do you want next? Is there any fighter in particular you would want, any call outs, or just anyone?
Oh man, that's crazy. Man, there are a few fights that kind of intrigue me. I tell you one thing, and it's all respect. I see that Bellator just signed Yancy Medeiros,
Mm.
and he's a big name. He's a great fighter. I've followed him for a long time in his career, and I think that would be a fun fight. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like Native American versus a Hawaiian. You know what I mean? Like that the First Nations people. I think the fans would really get that. It would be entertaining. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
It'd be
definitely
entertaining.
not be a good fight.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, he's like the only one, because I think it would be fun. You know what I'm saying? I think it would be a fun opportunity to get to compete against a big name like that. But honestly, man, like, I'm at the point to where, like, after that Usman fight, when I fought Usman, I was just like, man, I'll take on anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'll take on anybody, because, like, at this point, the people that they're gonna give me are all gonna be hitters. They're
Hmm.
all gonna be bangers. They're all gonna be scrappers. So, like, it's like, let's get it going. Let's keep the ball rolling. Let's keep the momentum going. So, because my end goal is the title.
Hmm.
Whatever I have to do to get as close as I can to that title, then that's what I want to do. I want to fight the best, because I feel like I'm one of the best.
How was it fighting in Hawaii? Did you like the experience, the crowd, the people?
Oh my gosh, bro. I'm telling you, that was by far probably the best experience in my MMA career. It really was. Just from flying out there to Paradise, Bellator takes care of the fighters. I'm talking about A1, and the people, the Hawaiian people, man. I really do, man. They got a part of my heart there. Like, just from the experience, I've got to meet so many amazing people, and they call it the aloha spirit. And what
Hmm.
it is, man, is that they're so caring, they're so welcoming, their hospitality is amazing, brother. I would, if Bellator ever goes back to Hawaii in the future, man, I would love to fight on their card again, man. It's just the people are, and they're fight fans. They love fighting, brother. Like, they are really passionate and about their combat sports. And so, man, it was an amazing experience from top to bottom.
Now, in your career, how long do you think you have left, and what do you want to achieve before you retire?
Man, that's a good question. And I'm 35. I've been feeling it, here lately. A lot of people kind of understanding my age and how long I've been in the sport. And so I get that question a lot. And my faith, believing in Jesus Christ, my faith is such a big part of my everything that I do. And I simply just say, whenever God's ready for me to step away, I will happily step away. You know what I mean? Like if I ever feel like in my heart that he's leading me in a different direction, then I'll step away. But right now, like I feel like he's placed me here, you know, to still accomplish some things. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, my like I said, man, the goal is to get me as close to that title shot and to make a good living doing this to provide for my family. You know what I'm saying? If I can make some good money like I'm doing right now, uh man, it's just, I mean, that's the goal. You want to take care of your family. I'll happily put my body through these beatings to provide for my family.
And what got you into MMA in the first place? What was your story into getting into fighting?
It's funny. So I've always been an athletic person when I was younger, right? So I did all kinds of sports, baseball, track, football, basketball, all these things. Well, I started after I got in my early 20s, I got really out of shape, you know, just and I still was wanted to compete somehow, you know what I mean? Athletically. I still wanted to compete. And so I kept hearing about MMA this, it's a good way to get in shape and to self-defense, that's always beneficial. And so I tried it out, man. And from the first moment, just the challenge of like, because when you start MMA, you learn to lose a lot, right? You get submitted, you get tapped out, you get beat up, all this stuff. And it's something about the process really, really grabbed me. And I just fell in love with it. And I've always been a hard worker. And so I just put all that hard work and that determination towards the goal. And man, before you know it, I started seeing success little by little by little. And that work ethic and my faith, have gotten me to this point, to where I get to have interviews with cool people like yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, mate, we're gonna probably wrap up in a minute, but I was gonna ask anything you'd like to say to your fans out there.
yeah, man. I just want to say thank you to all my amazing sponsors. Thank you to all the fans out there, the people that believe in me, the ones that have reached out to me. I read every message. It means so much to anybody that supports me, like yourself, all the reporters, all the news stations for MMA, the people that give me an opportunity to share my story because I know you don't have to do that. You know what I mean? And it means the world to me to take time out of y'all's day and to give me an opportunity to share my story. And so, man, I'm just humbled. If you guys can follow me on all my social media, Instagram at Kaiwa Dragon, and then on Facebook at Manny the Dragon Muro. So wish you guys the best, man. Thank you.
Well, congratulations on your win. Hope you enjoy your life, and yeah, hope you to see you back in the competing soon.
Thank you, brother. I look forward to talking to you again. Okay, man.
Don't worry, mate. Anytime.
Yes, sir. Right on, brother.
So this is the Combat Station. This was Manny Muro, and we are out.
Yes, sir.